Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knife Center, and welcome to essentially what is SHOT Show week if we were actually having a SHOT Show. So we're going to have some new item unveils for you today, just virtually instead of in person. So because of that, we got our friend Seth here from CIVIVI. He's got some cool new knives to show us. Seth, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, David. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, pleasure, pleasure. So we got a fair number of things to get through this morning. Well, this morning, afternoon, whenever you viewers at home happen to be watching this. Take us through it. What do we got first, sir?
Yeah, if we want to jump right in, we've got about 6 new models from CIVIVI that we're going to be going over today. These models will all be available in the first half of the year. So we're looking at releases from the March through June, July timeframe. First one up is a new design from the CIVIVI designers called the Riffle, which I believe that you've got there.
I do. You sent us a few samples, and I really like this particular design. I think it's a winner.
Yeah, I sent you a pretty big box. I can't remember if I sent you like one of every color that I had or what exactly I sent you, but
yeah, you sent me a bunch. I've got two in front of on the table in front of me right now. I've got kind of an upgraded wood model. As well as a micarta version. So which one would you like to talk about first?
You know, they've got pretty much the same specs with the exception of this one that I've got right here. That's the carbon fiber and Damascus version, which you'll recognize from several of our other designs. So in general, though, this is a slick new knife, flipper style with a cutout in the blade that even for myself works great as a middle finger flipper, which I tend to struggle with some of those, but this one is designed really well with that nice generous hole for middle flipping.
Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of have the same thing usually, but no problem for me on this knife.
Yeah, it's a really nice knife. It's a very basic, straightforward handle. Not a lot of contouring going into it, but typical CIVIVI style with rounded edges. It's got stainless steel components. It's running on ceramic ball bearings. Comes in right about 3.4 ounces, and a nice drop point blade. Just a really functional, nice utility knife here.
And one of the things I like about this, which you guys are kind of branching out a little bit in your steel selection, this is a Sandvik 14C 28N blade steel.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. You're going to see this coming year several different variations of steel types and new knives that are being launched in different steels. And we've got a lot of feedback from the customers, and we're doing our best to try and bring the customers what they're looking for.
Well, I'm a big fan of that steel. I think it works very well, especially when you're able to get it on a budget-priced knife. And the shape of this blade, I think it's ready to work. It's going to be a really good slicer and a great EDC shape for my money.
Yeah, it's got a nice tall blade with a flat grind on it. Not too thick in the blade stock, so you're going to still be pretty slicey with that flat grind. Just going to be a nice all-around user.
Yeah, very good. And the Damascus version, you guys are still using your the same, I think it's a 9CR based Damascus steel. Is that still what's going on here?
That's correct. And then we've got I'm not sure which one you've got there. It looks like it's got the same blade as mine, where it's got that black hand rub Damascus.
Yeah.
Really brings out the pattern nicely.
Yeah, I really like this, especially I think you started to do this towards the last half of last year anyway, but the way you're bringing out the Damascus ripples now, it definitely pops a lot more than some of the earlier
Right.
models you had out there. And especially with this black hardware and this kind of blood red wood, whatever this is, I think looks really fantastic.
I agree. That one's a beautiful. That's a sandalwood handle on that one that you've got there.
Right on.
Yeah, super nice. I love the wood and Damascus look.
It looks really good. Like I said, it's just a great shape. Our viewers know I've got slightly larger than average hands, and I'm getting all 4 of my fingers on that handle. It doesn't feel cramped. It's fairly neutral shape, provided your your hands fit inside the little kick up there at the end. Just very useful.
I like it. It's going to be a good one.
Very cool.
Little spot on the back for your lanyard attachment.
Yep.
Which I actually really like that style rather than a lanyard hole personally. I like it when they're kind of hidden away for those that don't use them, but it's there for those that do.
Yeah, keeps it nice and clean.
Yep, and it does have a reversible pocket clip, so you can go tip up right hand or left hand.
Very, very nice. All right, what do we have next?
All right, next we have the Brazen. The Brazen is a similar style. We've got a couple of different blade types available. We've got it in the Tanto and in the drop point. This is another CIVIVI design by our in-house designers. But this one is going to be coming out in several different colorways. This one and the Riffle that we just mentioned as well. It's one of the things that I love about CIVIVI. They always are dropping several different colors to try and fit everybody's needs and everybody's styles. This one will be available in a purple, burgundy, black, brown micarta. Got an olive micarta, dark green micarta. Several different colors available in each of those different blade styles. This one is going to be a, what do we got, D2 blade on this one. Right about the same weight as the Riffle. They're very, very similar in size, right around that 3.4 ounce weight. Also running on ceramic ball bearings. This one, however, in addition to your flipper tab, you've got the thumb stud, which CIVIVI has just started doing some more of those, which I'm a huge fan of. And one of the first knives from We and CIVIVI that I noticed that had the thumb stud was the Banter, which I actually believe has one of the very best thumb stud actions that I have ever felt. And they continue to be able to kind of mimic that in these other designs. So your thumb stud action on this knife is really hot.
Yeah.
Flips right out, just like a nice flipper. The detent is perfect. Really, really, really nice overall knife. This one's got the lanyard hole built into the back spacer. Stainless steel, skeletonized liners. All of your normal CIVIVI features. Also, same as the Riffle, it's got the reversible pocket clip, deep carry.
Yeah, it's got all the CIVIVI greatest hits, as I like to say.
Yeah, it does.
I'm really liking this this dark green micarta with the Damascus blade version. I think that looks fantastic too.
Absolutely. I love the colors that we're working with. Again, the colors have been evolving over the years due to customer feedback. You know, obviously what's selling and what customers are wanting to see and us do. So it's really cool to see all the feedback from the customers taking shape. Again, we got a nice flat grind on this blade.
Yeah, it's just another great usable design and a Tanto shape, which there aren't a ton of those in the CIVIVI lineup, so it's good to see that as well. What is next, sir?
All right. Next, so we have a collaboration with Bob Terzuola that everybody saw last year at the SHOT Show. This little piece, it's not a knife, but it's had a little bit of excitement around it as a little EDC piece. These are the tweezers from Bob Terzuola, and I'm showing these because I wanted to let everybody know that they are still in the works, and we do have them planned to be released this year. The release of these should be available sometime around June. So not super early, but we still have the tweezers on the way.
That'll be good news. I mean, I can I had to answer a lot of people asking me when those tweezers were coming out over the last year. So that'll be good news for them.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you know, we get something out for our SHOT Show in the prototype phase and that. And every once in a while, stuff just doesn't make it into production, and sometimes it just gets delayed. This one certainly is going into production, but it is delayed. We're looking at a black stonewashed brass handle with stainless steel tweezers. Really nice little piece to clip on your keychain. It looks sweet, and it's obviously extremely functional. You've got your little what do you call that thing?
Little slider there?
Wheel. Little locking wheel on a slider that just allows the tweezers to come out there.
And I like the finish you guys went with on this as well, especially for a keychain item. It's kind of already got a tumbled look to it. So it's only going to look better with time, and you're not going to feel bad about kind of dinging up a piece hanging off your keychain, because it's like pre-worn jeans or something like that.
Right, right.
Oh,
Which
really
we all appreciate. Yep. So next up, we've got a couple of new styles that are kind of fun, and it's interesting. You know, when the way that these come to me, I always see pictures of them first, and then I see specs, and I make judgments when I see the pictures, and then I make more judgments when I see the specs, and then I make more judgments when I get them in my hands. And these two both actually surpassed my expectations, and I got pretty excited about them when I actually got them in my hands. These two this is called the Perf right here. And like I said, very similar to it, we've got the Nox. And the interesting thing about these is that they've actually got the stainless steel handles with no liners. So
correct me if I'm wrong. These are the first frame locks from CIVIVI. Is that correct?
That is correct. In the CIVIVI line, the first frame locks that we've got.
Nice.
And you'll see they're actually very, very similar to a lot of the Wii knives that we have in titanium, using the same styling and design, but they're just made out of more budget-friendly materials. We've got Nitro V blade steel on these,
on both of these
bearings, and the action on these is super smooth, super nice. They're nice, really slim carry. With the cutouts in the skeletonized frame, you've got really nice lightweight on the Perf, and the Nox is really classy looking blade.
It is.
It's got the hollow grind on the blade, super slicey edge, as compared to the flat grind on your Perf. And yet this is a fairly thin blade stock as well, giving it a really nice slicey.
Yeah, both of them are going to slice pretty darn well, I think. And I love that stone-washed finish on the Perf, too. And Nitro V, and I know we don't have exact prices here in front of us just yet, but knowing the value proposition of CIVIVI's, that's going to be, I think, a pretty good deal and a pretty good way to get your hands on a Nitro V blade, which you don't see a ton of these days.
Yeah, and I believe this is the first Nitro V that CIVIVI has used, at least of anything in the recent past that I can think of.
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah. On your Perf here, one of the things that I like about it is you've got this jimping on the back of the handle right there. Gives it a little bit of purchase for your pinky finger if that's where it hits. And just nice little touch there in the design.
Yeah, these are both of them very thoughtfully put together, I gotta say.
Yep, I like another cool design feature of these. I love the logo, how it also keeps that stonewashed steel look to it. There's nothing on this knife that distracts from just the beauty of and the precision of the manufacturing.
Definitely. No, it's a very nice piece.
Yeah, fun little frame locks. Like I said, when I saw the original pictures and the specs, I wasn't nearly as excited about them as when I got them in my hands and started playing with them. These are nice little carry knives. I love how thin they are, and they just really feel good in the hand. Oh, they come in the steel color and also black.
Very nice.
There you go. All right, next we've got a fun design from our friend Ostapel called the Kivi, which is a awesome little tiny knife that'll be available in black and natural G10s. Of course, I mentioned all these colors that are available, and I have to mention that because some of these are still prototypes, they may be subject to change.
Sure.
But this is a fun little design that he came up with, a Kiri style blade. It's a double detent, so there's no lock on this guy. Kiri style blade, awesome little deep carry pocket clip, and we got a steel on this is 9CR 18 MOV. And when I talked to Ostap about this particular knife and asked him about the styling and the name and that, and he gave me a few fun facts about the name of the knife, the Kivi.
Yeah, I was a little curious about that. What can you tell us?
Yeah, well, it's the key, the KI, stands for Kiri, the style of the blade there, and then the V references some of the shapes that have been designed into it as well. And then he mentioned the kiwi bird from Australia, and the little bird, and I couldn't help but think of myself when I first saw it of kiwi fruit, right? Like looking at this little guy. It just reminds me of a little kiwi fruit.
But this one's going to be a lot friendlier in the pocket than a piece of actual kiwi fruit.
Yeah. Yeah, don't try and carry that. But for your everyday box slicing needs and to have a little tiny blade on you, this guy is really fun. It's got that top flipper style to slap it open.
Yeah, you're getting it a little better than I am. There we go.
I can't do it with my thumb very good because it's so small. But
yeah, that's the problem with guys with bigger hands and small knives. I'm used to it by now. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I just love the lines on this knife.
Well, I do. I like the lines of it. You've even got that little kind of Ostap Hell signature and that little kind of notch there at the back of the blade, just in the way the blade and the handle interact together on this particular one. So it's cool to kind of see that. Yeah, just a great little Kiradashi folder. I think this would go great in that little 5th jean pocket. It would certainly just slip right in there. So yeah, if you want to look like just an extra blade beyond your normal blade, if you need something a little more unobtrusive, that's not even going to take up extra room in your pocket if you're, wearing a standard pair of jeans.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, I see this as a great 5th pocket piece. I really like the style, the design of the clip that they used on here. It looks more like a pen than a knife, and just a really, really nice, fun little piece. It's got I like the jimping on the blade right there. You can get your thumb out there and get a little bit of purchase on it. Just a fun little blade. I'm gonna be using one of these for sure.
Nice. So the pocket clip here, obviously being angled like this, it's not going to reverse well. Is this going to come with a pocket clip for lefties, or is this just the clip that it comes with?
To my knowledge, this is the clip that it will come with, and that will not be reversible, like you said.
All right. Very cool little piece. I dig it.
Another favorite. This next one is a Brad Zinker design, and this is a really nice, lightweight, comes in less than 2 ounces, carbon fiber over stainless steel liners with a, here we go again, Nitro V blade. That is slated to be the production blade type. It's a nice stonewash blade, flat grind. Again, like some of these others that we've seen, a thin blade stock, super slicey. I absolutely love the carbon fiber in the handles. We've got a blue version and a gray and a red version.
Yeah, they look really good. It definitely maintains, like it's definitely a Zinker design. You can tell that by the lines as soon as you pull it out. Yeah, it's nice and lightweight. The stainless steel liner on the front side at least has been skeletonized to take some weight out. And then you throw carbon fiber on top of that, which is also nice and lightweight. That is going to be a very easy piece to carry.
Yeah, it feels really good in the hand. It's super smooth, that carbon fiber finish. Nice liner lock. And it's not a reversible clip, but a deep carry pocket clip.
Yeah, it's got all the greatest hits except for the reversibility. That's the one thing. But man, that is really sweet.
Yeah, I'm really, really digging this knife. Again, it's got that lanyard attachment space on the back there inside your liners. Nice flipping action on this one. It rockets right out. Nice lightweight blade.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice gentleman's knife, a nice office carry, and just good, classy EDC.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Office carry, like that's, I mean, that's a great term for these knives right here. These just look like they belong in a nice office setting. I like them. Okay.
Me too.
David, I think we might be to the point where we get to announce something special.
That's what we're here for.
So we're starting a family. We have a family. You're familiar with one of our knives called the Elementum,
Very.
David? Very. So we've had a actually, I think that some people have seen this next one that I'm going to show you, which is a fixed blade version of the Elementum. And this guy I'm super excited about, along with the other member of the family that I'll show you here in just a second. There's going to be two different styles of the fixed blade Elementum that are going to be available. The first one is that one that I just showed you there with the contoured handle, really smooth handle. I'm trying to figure out what the material is on that.
The one I have here is black G10 with some mosaic pins in it.
That's it. Yep. Yeah, the mosaic pins add a really nice touch to it. The black G10 is polished, so it's super smooth, and you get that texture in it that actually looks like wood, which is why I was double checking my my notes there.
And it's polished, but with that contour, it doesn't feel slippery. Like it, the handle shape can go a long way to actually giving you the retention you need in the hand, and it's got a pretty good feel. Feels secure despite that high polished finish.
Right, absolutely. It's a full tang knife with a lanyard space on the back there, and then it's got that contouring and that you're talking about. And if you look at it from the front view or the back view, whatever, you can see that it flares out from the tail end here, and then again in the middle, and right up here at the front, which gives you, like you said, a really nice purchase on the knife, and it doesn't feel like it's going to slide around in your hand at all with that contouring going on. And I'm sure, let's see, everybody wants to know the blade steel on these. We're going with a 10CR 15 MOV on this one, and it'll come with a leather sheath. The sheath I don't have to show you yet today. That's still being designed, but it'll come with a leather sheath.
So the one I have here is marked 9CR, but this is a prototype. So you're saying 10CR something or other is the production steel?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at as well. This prototype version is the 9CR18, and then it's slated to be for mass production a 10CR15 CO MOV.
Interesting. I'm not familiar with that one. I'll have to do a little research before these actually hit the shelves. I'm going to have to do some research on that as well. I think I checked this earlier. Blade length here, just under 4 inches. Hollow grind going on. So maybe not a bushcraft or a survival knife, but certainly a camp carry. Definitely would have some uses as a hunter or just a classy EDC fixed blade if you can carry something this large, that is.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I wouldn't call it a bushcrafter knife. I wouldn't call it a hunting knife, although I did quarter an elk with one of these this year. So I had to give it a try. Like I said, it's not specifically designed as a bushcrafter or a hunting knife, but it carries some similarities and can be very versatile, being used around the camp or around the house or whatever your fixed blade needs are.
Very nice. So that's one of the versions, and you said you had we're having another version as well.
That's correct. There's another version that's got a really nice blackout look to it.
And you did send me one of those samples, but I didn't put it on the table. So we'll make sure to have Thomas get some good B-roll of that for us as well.
Awesome. This one, it's got G10 handles as well, but they're not contoured like the other version. These are flat, more like the actual traditional Elementum is, where it's just got a nice basic profile to it, so it doesn't have those flared sections to it.
Bit of texture on the surface of that.
Yep, bit of texture on there, gives you a nice grip, and then you've got your little it's actually following the design of the Elementum. You know, the Elementum's flipper tab comes down and creates that little finger choil there. And so it continues with that same style and gives you that same space to choke up on the knife, again, with the jimping on the top. So it looks so much like an Elementum that's extra large that doesn't fold.
Now, are the handle scales on that particular version, did I see screws there? Are those removable scales?
Yes.
So that's going to be a great thing for folks out there who like to do modifications or make their own handles for knives. That's going to be a lot of fun for something like that.
Yeah, that's a great point. It would be very straightforward to make your own and swap those out.
Yeah, it's a simple enough shape that's even a beginner could do it probably.
Right. This one comes with a Kydex sheath. So you've got the other version with that satin blade that comes with a leather sheath. This one comes with the Kydex sheath that's got the Bob Terzuola T-clip on it. I guess I got to hold it up to show, huh? So that it's actually in the camera.
Very nice.
It's a nice bit. Nice Kydex sheath. This one right here I have slated as being in D2 as opposed to the 10CR on the other one. Possibly a different type of steel on this one, but we'll wait and see what mass production.
Well, I think that would be it's kind of a good pair of options there between the two.
Right.
Yeah, very cool. But that's only half of the new family we're introducing today, isn't it?
That's right. The other half of the family is man, it's similar but very different. We get to introduce the button lock Elementum.
Very cool.
Now this guy does not have a flipper tab. It does not have a thumb stud. It only has the button. And can I tell you that this is one of the most fidgety knives I have played with in a long time. It is
quite fidgety. I will agree with you there.
So this one, when you press that button there, it unlocks the knife.
I think that's an important thing, that this blade actually is locked in place until you push that button.
Correct. So it's really fun just playing with it. The thing that makes it so fun is you can mess it up. And you can flip it too hard, and if you don't let go of that button at the right time, you can bounce it back. But that's what makes it so fun and so fidgety, is just learning how to get it just right. It's so fun, and it's got a perfect lockup in both the closed and the open position. It's a little bit larger than the current Elementum. You'll see the blade or the handle is a little bit longer, as is the blade.
But yeah, to that fidgety point, it's very easy. Like, it only requires just a little bit of wrist action.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure folks can see on the video exactly how simple that is, and it's got that drop shut action that people love.
It absolutely drops shut. All you got to do is push the button, and see that now. You see how that bounced up right there? It's because I didn't let go of the button just at the perfect time. So it's so fun.
It is. It's quite nice.
In fact, I was showing some other people these knives, and we were sitting around the table having a meeting, and I only brought 2 of them, and so these other 2 guys had the knives, and they're just sitting there flipping them and playing with them, and I felt so left out because I didn't have one in my hand I could play with at the same time. They're that fun. And then you take 2 of them, right, and you flip, and you use your pointer finger on one and your thumb on the other, and try and whip them out at the same time. So these have to be a dual carry. You have to have 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 is 1 and 1 is none, right?
That's right. And then you put your Kivi in your other pocket. So
there you go.
Your 3 knives, and then maybe some other maybe the fixed blade as well. I don't know.
Maybe that one's in your day pack, in your EDC pack.
Right. As far as options go, we've got olive micarta with the black stonewash blade, dark green micarta, brown micarta, and then do you have, David, the carbon fiber?
I do.
Versions? Awesome.
I've got the red one here in my hands at the moment.
These carbon fiber versions are decked out with the black Damascus blade.
So blade length on these obviously is a little bit longer than the original Elementum, as you mentioned. This one's marked 14C28N. Is that going to be the production steel on the standard versions?
Yes. Yep. 14C28N is what I have listed on all of the button lock Elementums, with the exception of the 2 carbon fibers that have the Damascus.
Very cool. Yeah, great shape. It's always been. It's not necessarily the most out there shape, but it's a simple shape that's going to work with just about any hand size out there. That's one of the selling points of that Elementum, is that neutral grip.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, one exciting thing too that some of the guys probably already saw as we were flashing these knives around. The Elementum does not have a reversible pocket clip, but this guy does.
This guy does, yes.
Trying to satisfy our lefty friends.
Well, and that works really well too, because at least on the liner lock version, you can kind of justify that, you know, that liner lock is right-hand biased to begin with. But a right-handed button lock still works really well, even for a non-lefty in their left hand. Yeah,
you can pull it out, and you're just going to probably use a different finger to activate that button, and you're still going to have the same kind of fun with it.
Yeah, it's going to work quite nicely.
Yeah. So this is fun. I'm really excited about the family of Elementums that we're going to have now, and providing, you know, again, answering the market's request for some larger blades, for button locks and for left-handed versions. So we're kind of checking off a lot of boxes with these releases here.
Absolutely. Now, those things I think are going to be quite successful indeed.
I would agree.
Well,
that's all my CIVIVI.
Yeah, that's all we got.
I just looked down and we hit them all.
It's definitely some exciting stuff, that is for sure. Well, thanks for sending these samples to us. Folks, thanks for watching this video. For those of you who don't know, CIVIVI is actually the more budget-friendly sister brand to We Knife Company. We've also got a We Knife video upcoming with some new models, so be sure to check that out. We're filming this in advance, so I'm not sure which one's going out first, so it's either already up and go check it out, or it's up soon, so keep an eye out for it. But yeah, thanks for watching. These aren't, I don't think, available for pre-order yet, but like Seth told us, coming in just the next couple of months, so keep your eyes out on our newsletters and our social media channels for those. All right, I mean, that's about it for me, Seth. Anything else you want to say to our viewers before we sign off?
Just make sure you check out the We video as well. We've got a lot of neat stuff coming out from We. Thanks again, David, for having me. It's been fun.
My pleasure, Seth. Thanks for joining us. Folks, thanks. David C. Anderson from the Knife Center signing off. See you next time.